Alright, this is Wags, Chicago. It's about 3:35 on Saturday, December 18th, 20 or January 18th, 2020. Just showing you this. We had this dusting of snow here. It was a big snowstorm. They shut the town down hours ahead of time, and we got like a quarter inch of snow. Closer to the city, they got like 4 inches. So that in today's terms is a weather storm where you have to completely shut down an entire city. And we're just a bunch of wussies. I don't know what's happened to this world. A dusting of snow and they closed the town. Let's close everything. Theaters, libraries, police department. We'll close them all down. You don't need any of it, right? I just don't know what happened. When I was a kid, not to sound old, but we had rear wheel drive cars. They didn't have front wheel drive. We had no anti-lock brakes, and a lot of times you didn't have power brakes. So the fact that we live in a much safer, easier, gentle world is way understated. That's why we have a bunch of cowards today. All right, let me switch over to the other app. Okay, here we go. All right, I think it's recording. Excellent. All right, again, today's 18th January 2020. And again, we have no sunlight in the afternoon. It may have been some at 5 this morning. I don't know. I'm not up that early. But I'm talking about this study that I'm doing here. These are numbers that we're gathering is for afternoon sunsets in the Chicagoland area. That's all. And then we found that the light is shifting left, middle, right. Sometimes left, middle, right at the same time. See the red, green, and blue on your screen right now? That's the light. Red, green, blue. Okay. Anyways, it's a long story. The lux rating is about 140, showing the hallway. And I didn't open the window here because it doesn't really matter. It's the same either way. And this way our dogs don't have to stare at each other. But there's the light coming out of the west. And we got about 2,000 if you're up close to it. But if you get back about 10 feet away, it's actually pretty bright today. That's probably because of the snowfall. So look at the lux level at 1,000. We've never seen 1,000 through this window, and I can show you why. So right there, that little snowstorm right there. See that? That horrific snowstorm? Yeah. I'm not opening the door. The winds are 45-mile-an-hour gusting. I have glass, which is ice, but it sounds like glass here, slamming against the back of the house. It keeps hitting this glass right here. So you hear bang, 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 bang. It sounds like something's coming right through the window. So there's that. There's your snowstorm. Quarter inch of snow. Shut down Illinois. Right here. I'm not kidding. Look up the posts where the towns were closing down. And that was an anticipation of 4 inches, by the way. So it's not like they were saying 4 feet of snow was coming. Let's close the city down. We have 4 inches of snow coming. Oh, my. What do we do? Oh, my. I don't think you guys realize how turning everybody into a bunch of little scaredy cats was usually the government's job. Now you're doing it to each other. When you got people that you can't shame people for legitimate like health things and say things that you should be shamed into. I got the computer fired up, by the way. I'm seeing if that fan will keep it from overheating, but had the blue screen 3 times to say it so you can see I'm in a bad mood. I can't get anything even off the computer because it crashes before I could get enough shit off. So anyways, I want to make sure before it got too late to get the 3 o'clock in the afternoon reading. It's around 3:30ish at the time. And all I'm saying is you got to get a little tougher, man. There's people that have been in pain for 24, 26 years straight. I'm not going to name names, but it sucks. And then you see people whining about nothing because there's a quarter inch of snow. We got to close the whole town. And I'm not making fun of the town. I don't blame them. They got liability and all this other crap. And if the next town's doing it, you got to do it. Because if you don't close down and the town next to you closes down and somebody gets in a car accident, who knows what'll happen. Because nobody is liable for their own shit. And I was talking to somebody last night, and it just came up about, it comes up once a week in one of my conversations about people not taking responsibility, and I've done it too. I mean, I don't take responsibility for a lot of shit. You think if you just steer away from a problem or an issue or, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get something done, you just avoid it. And we've all done it. It's just, it doesn't get you nowhere, and we don't seem to learn from it. And now we've made it to the point where it's even, I don't even know how you say this, where it doesn't sound religious. It's to the point where people go, well, I believe in God, so, if I die, suddenly I should be okay. I'll play the odds, and, that was good that day or whatever. And then there's others that believe there's a rapture coming, and if you look into the, this is all new to me, so my point of that is what I'm noticing is in the old days, people knew what that meant. Now, nobody knows anything because everybody changes definitions to what their own definition in their own mind is. It's getting bad where you can look at a dictionary from 10 years ago and the words are different. I mean, we're changing words. And then, here, forget the dictionary. You're just going to change it to whatever you want anyways. So, lately in arguments, I've started out saying, what's the definition of XYZ? Because before we could even talk, not an argument, just talk about it, I need to know what you think of the word or the topic or whatever. I mean, this is how you literally have to sit down before you talk to certain people and say, let's define X, Y, and Z. So we're not arguing about stuff that we think each other knows what the other one's referring to, and you don't. So my point is, if you think that God, if you read any part of the Bible and talk to people way more than I know about, it doesn't. What I'm saying is the way it ties into no responsibility. You don't have to worry about praying or to believe in God and Jesus and Yahshua and all. You don't have to do any of that the way these people's excuses are, because they don't take responsibility. And now, if you're applying that to somebody you say you believe created you, that's kind of rude, man. I'm just saying, I'm not talking religion. I'm just saying, just as a parent, that would be rude to treat your mother or father that way. Are we that bad that we think God owes us something now? That's what I'm trying to say. God owes us a favor. And I didn't mean to turn this into that. But it's getting to a point where you literally hear people online, in person, in stores. One, because if you mention God, you get ridiculed. And number two, so then they just unleash on you because they think it's a free pass. So it's all right. I got thick skin, and I'm learning, so might as well. And I got a little bit of experience as far as suffering and things like that. So you can't tell me, like, your life sucks, and then that's why you don't believe, or your life sucks and it's God's fault, or... this is all I hear lately. It's like, well, God, he hates me. God, this. What are you talking about? Did he make you do X, Y, Z? Did he make you make choices in life that you... No. He gives you a free play. You can do whatever you want. Or if you don't believe in God, you have free will, or you don't have free will. You can believe that. Whatever you want to believe, one way or the other, it all comes back to the same thing. It comes back to people don't want to take responsibility for anything, including believing in God and whether you would go into, let's say, heaven or not. You're not going to worry about it, right? I'll worry about it later. Unbelievable. All right, sorry that this went into a side thing, but something just telling me that had to be said. So it is what it is. This is Wag Chicago. Today's Saturday, 18th January. Here comes the comments. I'm out.